Meet James Whitner, the owner and founder of the Whitaker Group, who transferred his life from prison to multi-millionaire status. Hailing from the Pittsburgh projects, James is a perfect example of how someone can change their life, and despite harsh upbringings and misfortunes in their life, it can take it and turn it into great and positive things. James is now a more classic and luxury guy who prefers Rolexes and Birkin bags instead of the corner street life. The Whitaker Group owns 20 individual storefronts, and this consists of shoe boutiques, restaurants, and even hotels. Compared to his competitors, James keeps a low profile, and despite being the owner of millionaire, social status, and even APB, I got the tremendous opportunity to sit down with him and depict his entrepreneurial mind and just ask him a couple questions about business and his upbringing.
I come from the mud.
So join us as we dive into James' inspiring story about entrepreneurship and resilience and the biggest lessons he learned on his multi-millionaire journey. All right, who are we here with?
I'm James Whitner, owner and founder of the Whitaker Group.
Okay, and then for people that don't know you, tell us a little about your story, who you are, and a little bit more about your business.
Whitaker Group was founded with the idea of pushing black culture and the black community forward. I'm from Pittsburgh, PA. Started in 2004, 2005, just with the idea of escaping Pittsburgh and the environment I was in and wanting to build a life for myself.
Okay, and tell us a little bit more about your come up, your upbringing, all of that.
I come from the mud. I'm from Montview Heights, Pittsburgh, PA, and I come from tough economic circumstances. And you know, a lot of my friends didn't make it didn't have the opportunity to make it where I am because of prisoner death. So for me, I was blessed to have an opportunity to make choices to push my life forward. So I feel like I have an obligation through the work that we do to try to help others evolve their lives.
Okay. And did you attend college after high school?
Yeah, I attended Edinburgh University and got my business degree in marketing and economics.
Okay, and how would you rate like the quality of a business education for the business that you went into?
The school I went to wasn't a highly ranked university. Actually, Edinburgh is so small that it's now merged with another school because it's too small. So I don't think I think the vision I had for myself was probably more important than the place I got my education from.
And for the viewers that don't know, you're also the owner of millionaire, correct?
Yeah, the Whitaker Group consists of millionaire, social status, APB, and Jade.
Okay, so how did you start up all the stores that you have now in the United States?
I started back in 2005 with a business called Flavor Factory. I had that business for about 3 years, and I developed Social Status as a brand and decided to switch Flavor Factory into Social Status. From that point, I went from one Social Status to 5 within a year or two. Opened millionaire in 2014, APB shortly after in 15, and our business has grown consistently from one store to 26 now.
Wow. So going from the one store to 26 stores, being someone that has their own business, has scaled 1 to 6 figures and trying to scale more, how did you make the jump from one store to ultimately opening 26 stores?
I mean, it takes time. I took the time for the first 4 years of my business just to learn the industry and to really hone my vision and to really understand what it was, how I added value, and to understand what my superpowers were. And in those 4 years, I sharpened my vision and understood what it would take for me to successfully operate one store. And once I had a blueprint for one, it made it a lot easier for me to start to scale to 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20.
And I know that, along your journey, you probably couldn't do it alone. When did you know it was time to outsource some things and leverage your time and also your money so that you're not the one doing all the work?
I mean, I knew it was time to build a team from day one. I started the business myself and started to bring in people to help at a very early time in the business. But I also understood that if I was behind a cash register every day, the business couldn't grow. So it's important in anything in life to surround yourself with a team that believes in the same vision as you do, because in life, you can't do anything alone. You have to have a team.
Okay, and you mentioned coming from rough upbringings, having friends that didn't make it to where you are. how did you separate knowing, okay, it's time where I have to make this jump from my friends and I have to make this jump for me so that I can grow to a relevant level that I want to reach?
In life, you have to first, when you're on a flight and you say, hey, if you start to experience turbulence and oxygen vents come down, secure your oxygen vent before you help someone else.
Right.
If you don't build a foundation for yourself, you'll never be able to help anyone else, right? So I had to understand very early that if I was going to escape the environment that I was in, I needed to remove myself from the environment that I was in and try to build myself up before I can help that environment.
And then, so in this age, we're in an age of like a lot of people say what they're gonna do, but they never actually, do it. You being able to scale your business, run a successful business, how did you transition from you knew you wanted to do something, but you actually went out and made the jump and went and did it?
I mean, you answered it yourself. Stay low, keep firing.
Okay.
All action. Like there's a time to talk and there's a time to work. Right now, we're here in Tallahassee for free game to spend time with the folks at FAMU and to help build them up. I'm here because I need to invest the time in the people that are here. Outside of that, it's all about having a vision for what we're doing, being centered in our why and doing the work. Everything has to be centered in doing the work.
And you mentioned being in Tallahassee, your main reason for coming was FAMU, how important, you can go. How important is it to, invest back into the African American community and making sure that we're put in the position to succeed? You've already reached success, but making sure that people that look like you also reach success.
If we ain't got us, nobody's gonna have us. America has systemic walls built up that's tough for us to climb. So if we're not working together to kick them down, who can we expect to do the work for us? So for me, based on where I'm from and what I've been able to do, there's a responsibility for me to come back and push and give the game so other people so other people won't make the same mistakes I did on the journey. I got 20 years of information, and hopefully the people that we're talking to today can accomplish what I accomplished in a fraction of the time. That's the reason for coming to talk.
Okay, I have a couple more questions in my notes. Okay. All right, and then, you've ran a successful business. I know you're probably not as hands-on anymore, but you probably have a good knowledge on like marketing and so to speak. So I'm running businesses and my viewers also running businesses. If you were given like a $1 million marketing budget, what would you use it on?
A $1 million, it depends on what our goals are.
Okay.
It's to give an answer on a marketing budget without a goal, without understanding the goal, what we want to accomplish and why. It's tough for me to give direction on what I would do. Does that make sense? Because $1 million sounds like a lot of money, unless I needed to put somebody, if I needed to unseat Governor DeSantis, right? So if that's the goal of my marketing budget, I mean, a lot more than $1 million, right? So it just depends on what our goal is.
Okay. And then for the future, what is your goal for your company and your business? What's your ultimate goal?
To change the positioning for black folks in the world. To tear down systemic walls so it's easier for us to maneuver around the world. So opportunities for us are as fruitful as the opportunities as they are for white folks in this world. For me, I want the same thing for us as the majority gets. So I've been blessed with the opportunity to have a seat at a lot of tables, and now we understand that we need more chairs and we need more bodies to sit in those chairs. I think the people we talking to every day are ready and capable. I just want to make sure everybody understands the opportunities in front of us and what our responsibility is to go after it.
Okay. And then also you mentioned a lot about, you being African American, black, being for your people, but how do you be comfortable in those rooms when you're with white CEOs, white corporate owners? How are you your authentic, but also your like real self, professional, authentic self?
Well, I mean, just always being comfortable in who you are, right? I think once you've been in business, and once you've existed in your space comfortably for a meaningful period of time, you just get very comfortable being you. And we've been able to develop this business and leading the team, being who we are. So at no point do I ever think that deviating from who we are to make somebody else comfortable is an option.
Okay. And then last question for the viewers. You've experienced a lot in your life, from going to jail to building businesses that done 50 million in sales. What's your one piece of advice for our viewers that want to start a business tomorrow and want to scale it to ultimately reach multi-millions?
Find your why, stay focused on it, and when things get tough, don't deviate. Take feedback, get very comfortable in the redundancies of life, and understanding that if you just continue to stay focused on your unique why and how that why is going to shape the world, that positive things will happen.
Okay. Well, that wraps up this video. I appreciate you taking the time to do it with me. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the subscribe and make sure to check out all his businesses. I'm definitely a fan of him. This has been your boy A-Dot, and I'm out. I appreciate it.